Danes from North looking to unleash the beast. However, some heroics could cage them. They are on the ropes. It's time to see what the Danes can do in a derby, and I'm joined by some fancy gentlemen, none other than Chad Sponge Birchall and Janko Wajenko Paunovic. Still can't pronounce his last name, but we can talk about Counter-Strike, and that's what we're going to be doing. Admittedly, relatively swift. Let's have a look at those odds nice and quick at the start. Our sponsors Betway provided a solid edge towards North. Starting with you, pretty in pink, Janko. Does that sound about right to you?
I think so. I think North is a slight favorite.
Okay.
If Heroic was not a Danish team, I think this would be probably even more right. So, but with a domestic matchup, things can always get tricky and interesting. As we know, obviously Heroic without their star player, while they're not on the team at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how will they perform without them.
Yeah, in that game versus VP, everybody else kind of stepped up to the mark and S-tagged the replacement for Valde. He was actually down the bottom of the scoreboard. Not that it really mattered in the end of that matchup, but, you know, Yugi was fantastic with the AWP, Nico was being very solid, and then Modi, the old dog of the team, he had a blistering performance. So across the board, there is talent in this roster. The skill ceiling, I just think, isn't as high as the North boys.
Yeah, of course, and we are missing that big name. Plenty of names on the North side of things, though. We're going to bring up the vetoes now, just to kind of get our head around it nice and quickly and give us more room to maneuver once we know what that map is. I'll let you guys think this one through, but already we see Train taken out by North.
They have a shared map pool to an extent. Both teams love playing custom maps, if you can call them that at the moment. Overpass, Cobble, and Nuke are the three maps. So maybe one of the three. Heroic did take down North in Katowice on Nuke in overtime, so maybe they want to get rid of that. I wouldn't think so. I think North believes they're the best team in the world on Nuke.
I think they might have to make some adjustments though going up against Heroic, because they like to, when they get that secret control, they like to take it with 4 players. And the way that North adjusts is they like to take the fight outside. Oh, it's going to be Inferno.
Wrecked. North had the choice as well, so this is interesting, Janko. Despite North's perhaps, you know, thoughts about their nuke, they've chosen to take it to Inferno.
Yeah, and this is particularly interesting because Heroic had a strong showing on Inferno in this tournament already, 16-14 against FaZe. Granted, FaZe had a very strong T side in the first half, so maybe they were a bit complacent in the second one, but the fact that Heroic was able to rack up rounds on the T side against a strong CT-sided team like FaZe gives them probably a lot of confidence. And you wonder whether North is lacking confidence, not wanting to go to Nuke.
Yeah, it seems a bit strange, but they must have a game plan in store. They wouldn't be picking it otherwise, right? I'm just curious to see if we're going to see Config be able to have such a strong performance, because this map doesn't really lend itself to, on the CT side, being able to go out and seek those frags as easily, especially with him playing the Arch side. Still a pivotal player, and he's rotating between those bomb sides, and he's always having to make a decision. But you can't go for as much aggression on a map like Inferno, and means he might not get off to that snowball start I've been harping on about.
Well, there it is. You've got the stars of North, the likes of Config, Mages, firing on all cylinders to keep their back off the ropes. They will be eliminated should they concede this one. And outside of that, Janko, he's suggesting that we're going to be seeing some more from Heroic. The same kind of play that got them a very full 30-round game versus FaZe, and they're already ready to play. So as much as I'd love to talk, boys, we'll be doing that in the post-match. We have to find a winner first. Your casters are over there. I'm going to see if I can get this in his hands again. We got 2 out of 2 so far. Let's go. I'm going to throw it over to your casters. It's Moses and it's Pansy. Oh, he got it! 2 out of 2.
Not bad. That was pretty good. Well done, Alex.
A little high.
Like
I had to reach for it. I had to stretch.
You're not exactly a tall man either, so that was quite rough.
Okay, that's how we're going to take this one.
What can I say? I'm like pretending to be 5'6" when people ask me. That's just ambitious. Anyway, I'm happy to see some Inferno, and I am curious that it got to this rather than a bit of nuke there. But I know amongst the Danish scene, whether it be your Australia side or whether it be your North side, everyone rates Heroic as the best nuke team there is out of Denmark.
Well, and they've had some like iconic upsets on it, right? So it's like, why even mess with it at this point? Why
Don't
go
poke
there?
The bear.
So yeah, they're going to take this over to Inferno, which isn't going to be bad, and obviously always a fun match to cast, which is going to be very sweet.
What do you make of this whole like config early game ability that just seems disgracefully good? Do you reckon he can be able to make that consistent here?
I mean, he's consistently had early games, right? The thing is, like, at this level, right, like, very few people, like, even some of the best players in the world can't have an entire game where you're just as dominant as Config is at times. It's just so difficult to do. And that's the thing, like, I mean, it's become, like, It's becoming so repetitive to say like Config and Magisboy, but that is like the strength of this team that made them so good, is when those two players are going off. That's kind of why they bring in AZ as well, because like, all right, we need someone else who can have that star power, and he hasn't stepped that up. So I think they're just lacking like more consistent pieces around Config, because he's showing that he can influence the game in a big way, and he can do it. He can carry them through stretches, but to get over the finish line at this level, you need a second guy, you need a third guy, or you need the tactics, and they have MSL for that.
Very true, and the one thing I do like about North and their CT side, specifically on Inferno, is mostly that aggression they love to bring out, especially when they're feeling the game out, when they're feeling confident, when they feel they are, a step or two ahead of the opponent. They just hammer it right down mid, and I like seeing it. I know it's risky, it can go wrong, but sometimes it's just brilliant to watch. But again, I'm not too well versed in Heroic's Inferno performances, if I'm honest. Again, we haven't seen much of them yet on this side of things, so for me it's just to have a glimpse as to where they were. They've had those occasional upset games that really have put a lot of people, eyeing up what they can achieve here. That's the thing. It's always that upset potential. They're a bit of a low-key sort of team that kind of works their way through, and then suddenly it's like, how did they... Wait, they're still going. Oh, okay, they're all right.
Still here.
They are still here, and there's a lot of attention waiting for these guys to kind of, I guess, explode on the scene, right? It's like you got Yugi coming in, you got a lot of these players, Nico as well, always seeming to turn heads when he gets that deagle in hand. But I just want to see a little bit more from them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the question obviously about surrounding this team at the moment is, they've always kind of had that upset feel to them, but also, how do they make up for Valdi, who's been like one of the most exciting players to come out of that region, in a region that's stacked with talent, that's stacked with big-time players. How do they make up for that, and what do they look like without him? So those are always the questions we're just looking to be answered. And STAC coming in, he's going to have a big role to fill in that sense. I mean, that's a big piece of the puzzle that they lost.
No, absolutely. Quite the taxing time to be doing it as well. Let's be honest. You come into this sort of
one of those big stages you don't want to be having those issues in, isn't it?
No, it always gets a little bit tricky. But again, the one thing you can say about Heroic is, I guess a lot of the Danes as well. You've got MSL there, you've got Astralis there. So for me, they're just that little bit tactically ahead of others. They always look so refined, so well formed. I guess it was, for me, it always started with Dignitas with MSL, right? When it was in that sort of timing with it, with their Mirage play that came out that really turned a lot of people's heads, going, wow, they've got a really nice approach to it. So they're doing some unique stuff, and then they had the firepower to back it up. And you're starting to see a little bit of that with Heroic. So I really enjoy watching the Danes play these maps.
It's certainly going to be interesting to see them go head-to-head as well. That's always fun. The inter-regional matchups, I mean, they've probably practiced against each other quite a bit. Similar styles coming out of Denmark as well. And it just is also, I mean, we talk about the firepower so much between these two teams, but the other thing that Denmark has that a lot of other regions don't have is the in-game leadership. I mean, this is going
to get exported soon, aren't they?
Yeah, you'd hope so, because everyone else is just looking at it and being like, man, we want some of that. And it hasn't quite come yet, but, I mean, obviously MSL on one side of things, tactical guy, tactical mind, that's have them playing very well, Snappy as well on the other side of things, but is very underrated as a coach, or I mean, as an in-game leader, excuse me. So there's some good things tactically and firepower-wise that makes these games so exciting.
Yeah, and I'll be keeping my eyes on Modi as well. This guy, as well as players, we talk a lot about timing and the lurking position. This guy, does on occasion find that timing so spot on. But we are underway, if I'm not mistaken, into this one. North up against Heroic. The Danish Dynamite derby does begin. And we'll see how this one unfolds. Modi there, quick little nade up towards top of Banana, and a 3-play stack from North there too.
At least early on, Cajun eats a little bit of nade damage, but yeah, they definitely want to be able to just outlast any of the any rushes that were going to come into play. So at the moment, actually, I mean, they had 3 players there now. Now just 1 player. AZ spotted out in halls. He's going to get a little bit more passive. Here comes the nade usage. This is going to be an explosion out of these halls, but there's plenty of defense here for North.
4 players waiting on the other side of this. North are so ready. Magis connects toward Modi, and now AZ can play this smart, play it cool. Don't get overwhelmed. He does finally go down. The Tech Knight comes in, but by this point, that's a crisp shot from Config as well. Good start for the North guys. Lovely quick play towards B. Set that 1 player up, leave him over the top of Banana. Swing right back around.
Yeah, they got enough players back there just in time. Even if their shots aren't crisp, which they were, they can still handle that. Great crossfires were able to be set up. AZ just spotting and falling back, not taking too much damage. He really helps out those site guys, Cajun B and Config, get the damage done. Just because he's still alive in pit, they still have to worry about him. And I think actually no one from Heroic even jumped down to kind of swarm that position. They relied on it everywhere else, and double Molotovs. This wanted to be a fast play towards B. Here's the flash. Oh, there's a nice kill from STAC. Completely blinded. That's a little bit over-aggressive, perhaps, because Heroic's now got an avenue into this bomb site.
Yeah, Config's got his running shoes on, trying to get there in time. Drops out the nade, tries to hinder the approach, but the bomb's going to be planted. And they don't have much on the north side, bearing in mind. Okay, that Tech 9's not bad. Config's going to want more as well. Upgrades that UMP. Still got utility to clear out the corners. Doesn't need it just yet. Great stuff from Config. There goes the molly in towards it. Cajun B going to chime in one, and it's all down to Snappy. Smoke still in. Bomb is planted for him, so he can maybe do a little something with it. Oh, there it is, right through the smoke. This is getting a little deadly now. New position found, and Cajun B is only 4 HP. He needs one shot to land, and again, one more. Oh, a second too late. It's all the difference. And again, North survive with barely anything.
He had one bullet remaining, so he took his time to take the aim, and that's what did him in. So incredibly close, but yeah, that gets extremely deadly. And actually, we just mentioned his name before this, and how hot of starts he can have. Config really bails out North that round with those opening 2 kills, quickly on the rotate, not waiting for his teammates to initiate the action, giving them a platform for the retake. All with the Tech 9 as well, just starting with that Tech 9. You have to think when he's rotating over, he's like, man, I wish I bought a gun. This time he's got one, the AWP.
It just makes this game look easy, and it's really not. Like, I have real issues with this game, Jason, sometimes. It's very tricky. But he just, like, swans around like, oh, there's the pick down mid. All right, off I go. Lovely. I don't know how... it's just annoying to watch.
He is one of those players, right, where it's just like, you make it look too good.
Well, it does seem as though we are setting up for a bit of a hit here, considering where they're standing. These could be the smokes heading right on over toward A. A little bit of time to play with still. No reason to rush it. Still over a minute here.
I mean, this is brutal from North. You look at the positioning, the map control they have at Banana on the CT side, already pushed down. That's going to be a quick flank coming in when this execute does come in. If this isn't successful right off the bat, Heroic is in a lot of trouble.
Ooh, look at these smokes, though. This is pretty tricky for North to handle. They can pour out through apartments. One flash goes in. AZ sits anti-flash. Great stuff. Good positioning. And the stack towards Pit. Sick read from North. They knew what was coming. They had that plan in mind. To instantly put 2 players in Pit so ready for that hit to come out was just brilliantly thought through.
Yeah, and also, like I said, the Banana positioning is just unreal. That hit actually takes a long time to come to fruition. The nades come down and there's still hesitation. They're smoked out in halls, and that's always tough to make that work. But the flank was really the dagger in that, and now we have a chance here. North hasn't been able to build up too much money behind these wins. They've been recovering from some of those losses they sustained towards the B bomb site. All 5 players falling in a win.
Oh, I love it. This is what I was talking about. That early, the CT side aggression. Even on rounds where it's dangerous, they do this, and I love watching it. It's pretty scary, though. Nico's got a deagle.
Yeah, and he drops AZ, right? So Cajun is just like, all right, well, now I've got to bail out. He was at a very sketchy position. Still being aggressive, still waiting to see if there's any kind of presence whatsoever, but okay, he's gone.
Did he forget there were T-stairs?
I think maybe he thought that he couldn't be seen from T-stairs.
There was a huge angle. Is he alright? Maybe just, yeah, awkward is what I'm going to say. Because I normally do really like their CT side aggression. Not so much this round.
Yeah, it does look a little bit sloppy, right? But you can't blame it too much when it's just 2 1Ds.
And
right?
you do want to be assertive in a way, right? You want to prove that you are the dominant team, especially when it's this sort of matchup, right?
Yeah, and in these kind of rounds, this is frequently where you see the CT teams try and engage in some of that mental warfare of being aggressive, of making the TC team feel very suffocated, like they're not going to be able to get any of their tactics off. Crazy thing is, even in a 5-on-3 at the moment, this is still recoverable for North. They have all the weaponry they can need. They have the AWP. Magisk, he needs to stay alive, though. Cannot get dropped down at this situation. That would just be the end of the round, you have to feel. Instead, it's going to be all on Config. And if you want anyone in that position, it is him. But he's got an AWP inside the bomb site. Going to be tough to handle. MSL trying to delay as long as he can, but he's fallen back to the wrong bomb site. There's Config with 1.
And of course, it's going to be Config all the way through. Finally put to bed by Yugi, but by now it's a 2v2. They know where the bomb is, and Magisk can get into the right place to help out. MSL holds his ground too. So again, they can make this retake count.
Deagle for Yugi, but the aim punch is too difficult. Can't go for a second shot. Holding it. This has got to be perfect for him. MSL round of the corner. He does get tagged, but he finds the kill. And it's all on S-Tag in the site with the AWP, and this is dangerous. We've seen Oppers do this before. You can isolate one-on-ones, and he's got the first. MSL is the next one up over the box, and there is a shot. It's a no-scope. That is insulting.
So remember how much I loved that aggression and how well that went. I think I'm going to take that back, because that final shot was just absolutely filth. Look at this. Just...
He's going to be so angry when he sees that. When he sees that back.
Like, well, what am I meant to do? You know, like, how am I meant to not get absolutely destroyed like that? Now, well, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Heroic now have a lot, decent cash, good buy-up, feeling pretty good about this one. On the other side, almost a clean eco. You got 1 CZ up on Magisk, and that's your lot, and it's a bit of a stack towards B.
Oh, heartbreaking. Great round from Heroic with the Deagles to open things up. North trying to recover here. These are going to be some pretty, it feels like these are going to be some pretty slow, measured T-sides coming out. Config's going to spot a couple and just fall away, so at least he has the information saying, for now, this stack seems to be in the right place.
And also, you kind of want to bait them into B, right, as well. Even if you die on Banana, it kind of encourages them to continue the hit through and just say, we take them one down, and you kind of run through it. But for now, they're still being very, very cautious. Awkward timing on that one. He does get tagged up a little. Needs to back away. Again, you just got to feel out where this hit is, really.
Smoke, just a little bit of a distraction, just holding those players over towards the B bomb site. You can see they're still dedicated to it. What else can you do in these rounds? Just the gamble, and unfortunately at the moment, wrong bomb site.
Well, if KGB wins the fight in apps, which is very unlikely, bearing in mind, Molly's very good at these positions normally.
Bit of a shame if Cajun had a P250 or any kind of upgraded pistol. He takes that fight and he just pushes in. He sees the shoulder and he goes for it. So now the plan for North, set up for executes. The round's already lost. Or, I mean, set up for exit kills. Listen.
It's early. All right, it's still early.
That's going to be the theme of today, isn't it?
Well, the thing is that when you're in like a studio like this, you can't see daylight. So you have no idea of the hours, right? So it's fine. 3-1, though, being in that scoreline. North still, of course, have the upper hand, but that aggression bit him on the arse, and so did that no-scope not too long ago. But a nice clean round from Heroic is important here.
Yeah, they're going to feel like they've really let this slip away. This is something that they have to get on top of pretty quickly, or else the mood in the team can sour pretty quickly, considering you win pistol, and sure, you have a huge scare in the second round, you come on top, but the third round buy out of Heroic gets shut down pretty easily. The follow-up round is where they really stumbled, and that makes this feel a little bit silly, considering how strong a couple of their wins were against the guns, or the one win they had against other guns on the Heroic side. So definitely going into this one, need to get started on the right foot, and it's going to be a little bit tough. MSL has a UMP. Config's going to have to do the same, I think. Now he's going to go for a FAMAS for that range. And
the problem is, I wouldn't say problem, but the thing with this map as well is you want that utility to be able to control Banana. They've been doing great with that early on with the 3 players, leaving, I think it's either Magis down there or whomever else kind of pulling the other players back over. But without the deep mollies, the nades, the smokes, it's kind of hard to retain this.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, the utility for retakes. We know how important it is on this map, and especially if you feel like you have nothing for a retake, oftentimes it's just a quick save call. That allows the Terror side to build up a bunch of rounds very, very quickly.
Look how passive here. Well, not necessarily passive, but the overall approach, right? You've got 2 players down by T-stairs. Modi and Nico just got towards apps, and Snappy is still working through, T-apps themselves. So, North, you're being tested on patience here as well. Ow.
Well, this is actually a really big round for North. Another reset scenario. They're not even going to check that. MSL, it's too easy. Swaps over for the AK, needs some support. There's the smoke, they're going to spam through. That'll allow him to get away, and actually Magis doing a great deal of damage on the Snappy. And MSL is going to take this opportunity to fall back.
Again, keeping eyes towards the A side of things. 3 players are very much dedicated towards this. Magis going to get himself up towards the ledge. Find that obnoxious angle that is so annoying to deal with. Yugi's trying to find something here, but if he goes a step too far, but it does look like a slow B hit is building. They do have the mollies to kind of litter that site with if they do so wish, but they still need to get past these 2 who are quite aggressive here. MSL has been the early warning system, again, sticking around these positions. They have mollies and they're not using them! Oh god, it's a disaster, and MSL is at the helm of all of it. Heroic shatter into pieces. And now Nico left scratching his head, wondering where it all went wrong, but with 10 seconds remaining, and, well, 3 more players to get through. It's not going to happen, but sloppiness there.
Yeah, Heroic, MSL just catches so many players off guard that round. 3 in total, weren't even prepared for him whatsoever. This is a situation where they say, all right, they had B control, they were at the car, and they've all fallen back, and there's no way anyone sticks around, and that's just the one losing of focus. I mean, that's a corner you absolutely have to clear. It's been iconic on Inferno, dating back to the original versions of 1.6, 1.5. Even years and decades ago, where you absolutely have to look at that spot. Just another disastrous round to chalk up to it. Another buy though for the Heroic side of things, and it is strong.
Yeah. But again, I've got to say, this banana control so far has been very, very crisp. This time a challenge appears, but Magis still quells the first threat, that being Snappy. Follow-up not so comfortable though for MSL. And a quick smoke out here for Magic to try and slow down in case they wanted to instantly work off the back of it.
Heroic's going to be so happy with that, though. They clear up banana, they push it all back. Even with losing a player and S-Tag going down to 34, that's a win in the Terror side book, because it's going to spread out this defense. 2 players at each bomb site. Rotations are going to be long and coming no matter where Heroic decides to go. And things like this, the pressure, the small pressure applied towards A, you can see it's making Magisk and Config a little bit nervous. Likely they're going to boost one up to give them a huge advantage and be able to cheat someone back towards CT spawn.
Yeah, Config's waiting maybe with Flash. I'm kind of curious. And they do have the mollies again, so it could be that, yeah, here comes the hit that we almost saw before. They got ruined by MSL, but again, no one checking on that cross straight away, catching them out, and maybe North going to play retake on this one as Config's a little out of the sight. The bomb is on default. He's trying to spray into it. The bomb does go down. Nico somehow slips that in.
Yeah, the Molotov goes a little bit too far. A little too much mustard on that hot dog, and it's not going to burn the planter. Madi now.
You're so happy with that, aren't you?
I am a little bit pleased with that one.
Jesus.
Either way, this is still going to be a pretty tough retake to hold off against, but Madi's going to have success pushing through the smoke, catches him off guard, but he's got nowhere really to go after this. Doesn't matter, Yugi's got his back.
Magisk and Config got to get going soon if they want to get into this one. Yugi is the first challenge, and Nico's got his back as well. The crossfires are good, and this is why this map is so hard to play retake on. Even with utility, you know it's going to be tricky. Those crossfire setups are so strong.
Yeah, and Config, because he's boosting up Magisk, the boost works perfectly. Gets that 1 kill, slows things down, but Config just rotating back, he couldn't get over in time. I mean, he smoked off when he gets back around towards Coffins. It would have been great if that Molotov was placed correctly to delay the plan a little bit longer for the retake to come in, and that does not look like a very happy or excited team.
I'm pretty sure Cajun B beforehand did say, oh, we're going to just destroy them. And yeah, this is not what you want to be seeing. It's not how it feels, and considering this all started with that aggression that went very badly wrong, it felt disjointed.
Yeah.
So... And as much as people do like to kind of throw out the idea that these, derby matches or, the kind of matches against teams from a similar region don't exactly mean much more than a normal matchup, it's certainly a game where you can get in each other's heads. You know how people like to play more than most. You play mixes with these people. You play, you play against them in practice more often than not. So again, when North get aggressive on CT side, if I know they're going to do it, I'm pretty sure Heroic know it as well. So I can imagine they're probably prepared for it in a slightly better way than most would be, just purely because it's very, very crisp in their minds. So 3 to 4 for now. Back into this good purchase again for Heroic. Got a bit of a SMG coming out. The Mac Daddy being featured on Snappy and Soddle for North.
Molotov's going to keep them from falling back as well. If Heroic goes for this, there's nowhere. North just have to fight. There's Config. The boost is going to catch him off guard, and Snappy gets 2 quick kills. And now, I mean, the round's pretty much ended at that, isn't it? Good utility usage by Heroic. The nade, the follow-up Molotov to keep them isolated. Cajun's going to get aggressive. He might be able to find one. Madi seems aware that this is a possibility, but it's always a slim chance, right? You never fully think it's going to happen. He might just be too far away. No, he's actually still looking for it. Cajun's going to be angry.
Modi always aware. And that's the smoke that I do, and that's the problem I often have with it. People can crouch at the side.
The issue is he stopped moving, right? He just stood still.
Yeah. And Magic's last man standing. Not much to be found for him. Sadly, 24 HP. The bomb's over toward A. And Heroic again. 5 alive. Looking good.
Well, Snappy's going to be loving this. He's built up a good amount of bank in this round with that bonus money from the SMG. And Magisk, this would be a good kill to find. Wouldn't give you a whole lot, but that's an awkward angle. 4 to 4. Heroic grabbing control. And that's a pretty brutal reset. I mean, again, it's going to be North trying to scrounge together a buy, going to have a shotgun, a UMP. The good thing is they do have an AWP and config. It's going to have no armor behind it, though, Lauren. That is not ideal.
Is this off spawn? Or is this just him AWPing over Cajun B? Because I guess in theory, Cajun B's got the better mid spawn. So, config taking it over Cajun.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, I think it's if config buys the op, right? He's not able to get armor anyway, so even if they were to trade guns, he still doesn't have armor with the rifle, so taking the op for that reason, perhaps?
Perhaps. And now we again see the slower T side from Heroic. It's very all-encompassing. It smothers North slightly here, and you can see them looking for options, but with a very, very low purchase, it's quite tricky. And AZ holding a incredibly annoying angle. Cajun B's there as well, looking for it. Oh, he's just too slow, isn't he, Modi? What a bit of impact.
Yeah, all on his own. Like that's actually a pretty. We've seen that defense come out a lot with 2 players at the end of hulls like that, and frequently the Terror side at least has the second player who's jumped into a window come over to help out and trade if need be. But Mahdi does it all on his own. He knows once he gets that first kill, the next player is looking the other way, so he's got about a second to get the advantage. So he just pushes it. MSL's got to make a play. Pop flashes out. It doesn't blind anyone. They're too far back, and Heroic, they are reading everything North is doing. And that's perhaps the most stressful thing is all. Not losing these battles, it's the fact that you just feel like you have no chance.
Yeah, individually, North are going to be getting a little frustrated with this. When you're getting no room to breathe, no room to make plays, and you feel like every move you're being made has just already been read, it's already counted.
And they're being so calculated about their takes. I mean, still look. I mean, they're not going too quick. They're still throwing the smokes, even though it's a 5-on-2. They're still doing everything. So there's no chance for someone like Config, someone like Magis to make some kind of individual play in a hectic scenario where they can get away with it and kind of bring their team back into the round. That's one nice pick from Config, but he's just got to bail out. He's got to save because I think at a certain point, Heroic's going to chase these guns down.
Yeah, and I'm kind of trying to remember who was the first team in CSGO's new version of Inferno that came back out. Who did that 3-smoke execute through apps. I just remember Chad being always very excited by it. But again, Heroic have that right in their pocket. You can see the 3 smokes come down, they instantly get towards pit, and then just play right back in towards the site, and it works again. Didn't really have much of a challenge that round, as Config was playing pretty passive anyway.
Well, 4 players going to remain alive.
Are you doing like a countdown noise there?
I don't know.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, there's 2 players in that.
Wait, what HP were they on?
Not enough.
That number, the infamous one. No, what's the specific number there, Jason? Not enough.
5-4 for Heroic, back on track.
Are we?
Yeah, this is really getting desperate for North. It feels they've just been outplayed tactically, and here's the tough part: is economically they can't really do a whole lot with it because of these buys, because of the ways that their money is being affected.
Yeah, it's kind of harsh to watch, but
we've seen it frequently on this map though. This is kind of why some of the Inferno that we've seen lately just feels so T-sided, is because the economic resets on this map especially are extremely harsh. So I mean, yes, this is worrying, and we're seeing how much Heroic is outplaying North, but that can be the very same thing when you switch sides.
No, you're absolutely spot on. Again, you just need enough of a buffer, and if North get maybe 1 or 2 more rounds, they're probably pretty happy with that. It's workable, it's manageable at that point. If it does go cleanly to Heroic from now on, you've got to feel they are feeling very good about this. However, it's just down to Config and Magis to try and pull this one back through, but again, reading it wrong.
Yeah, this is tough, isn't it? Rotating back towards the A bomb site, it's just going to be MSL. He's only got a USP. There's a good kill for Magis. That's just going to spur them forward on B, it feels like, because that's one of the guns. So they're going to say, all right, we know where 1 is, but actually they haven't moved over here.
Now they're going, the hits coming in. It's so well constructed, even when it's just up against, what, 1 AWP and 1 rifle. Surely you're going to check on this, though. The molly doesn't quite spread towards the second box. That's a bit of an error, but he gets away with it anyway. Nico controls the situation well, but North have actually got their shoes on this time, and you had a little bit of a run with them. I'm trying to challenge this in Config, spamming every angle he can. Oh my god, if only you knew how close he was to that. Again, looking for any opportunity, but none being given.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a heart-stopping moment there for Heroic. You got to feel if that bomb doesn't go down, and they're already in the post-plant positions, then all of a sudden Config's op is so powerful. No utility left on the Heroic side. They're just going to have to battle their way. Should still be an advantage, and you got to wonder, no kits on the CT side either that might just be trying to save this AWP, but they're not. He's even out of bullets. Now he's got to run away, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Have fun.
Going for the reload.
It's alright.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
No! We haven't seen that actually used that much, that wallbang. So I remember when this the map first came back in, and everyone was going crazy about that wallbang being a possibility. It's like, oh, I could stop plants. It's like, no, I can't. Not really.
There's actually a super cool Molotov you can do in construction as well to stop a plant or stop a defuse.
Oh, up and over?
Yep.
Yep.
I believe Anders, I don't know if he's the one that discovered it, but it was featured in the Theorycraft video. Shout out
Anders
Anders.
just steals this, right? He lurks away on YouTube for hours,
yeah,
finding those like 3, viewer videos from like some poor, very sweaty nerd. Like, please. And then he's there like, guess what I just found, guys?
I found this sick Molotov. Well, a bit better of a buy this time, at least for the north side of things. They have 5 M4s. They're missing the AWP that they've obviously wanted. No kits on that side as well.
Just feels so sparse, doesn't it? I want that really nice purchase for them, but they're unable to get it.
Yeah, it's kind of astounding. Around 11, and you still haven't felt like they've had it. I think maybe once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough times ahead for North. If they don't get this round cleanly and then, you know, obviously follow up with the second, you're going to see a bit of a spiral, I can imagine, as Modi trying to feel the temperature in the room over in apps. And again, I give credit where it's due to Modi a hell of a lot in these sort of plays. He doesn't often do, you know, the crazy stuff. He's not someone who necessarily goes off a lot, but he'll consistently do well in these sort of situations, working his way through that. Modi goes in towards the boost. No one's there this time, but again, checking all the boxes, going through every motion. Nice flash. Config forced off the angle. Has to play back in if he wants it. But again, the smothering hit comes in from the T side. He can only find one, and that puts the rest of North on notice. Now they know they're in trouble. KGB can't hold this position forever. As soon as that smoke is breached or dissipates, he's got to make a push, and Modi is there and waiting. It's so well formed from Heroic. They're running a little low on time, but there's only one man against him. It's AZ, and they know where he plays.
Yeah. You can see the bomb just bailing out all on his own. They have no doubt that he's in the A bomb site. That is sick. And that execute comes in when they're really encroaching that bomb site with 30 seconds left. They have time to pause like that. They have time to make North feel very, very nervous. And what's a little bit unfortunate is you can see where the utility is really, really hurting North, because Config just has to straight up take that duel over towards Rap side. Cajun's on the balcony, and you know, you'd think he's the one that maybe throw a pop flash or a counter flash for him to help out, but he doesn't have any. The only person who has a flash at that A bomb site is AZ, and he's in the bomb site. He doesn't have the angle for it. And then all of a sudden, Cajun knows, I don't have utility to stop them from swinging wide on the bomb site, from swinging towards the Rap side, so I have to get aggressive in an apartment just to make myself safe, and he's walking in right into an AK-47. This is great from Heroic. They're looking very, very well prepared, and North just have no answers.
No, they don't. And if you... Yeah, this is frustration time now for North. Your money's never been good. It never feels like you've had a proper chance. And when you did, you get outdone. Heroic have shown us so many new looks as well. You saw that lovely wrap towards CT side. You've seen that, you know, three-man smoke out towards pit. And we saw those complete molly spreads towards B. They have the full set of what to bring on this. A lot of teams look towards this, and they have it consistently. And maybe North regretting that nuke choice. But again, would you be in any better stead? Heroic are very, very notable on that map. But for now, the money is, as said, pretty much gone from North here. And you've got to be eyeing up, getting what you can under your belt here. Try and get a round out from this and just look for that T side. Get yourself on there so you feel like you're back with a chance.
At least, I mean, they invest in some smokes this round. That's perhaps a delay. Perhaps see if they can get a good timing on it and force Heroic to execute through the smoke, give those pistols a chance. Heavy play towards the B bomb site. Heroic has been doing full executes, even when they know it's just going to be pistols. There's a smoke, and this is exactly what North wants. Is it going to work? Spraying through the smoke. That just gets one though, but the spray eventually takes out MSL. Just one more player. He's got 4 HP, but they don't press the issue. They fall back. They're going over towards the A bomb site where AZ cannot get prepared in time. That extra time taking the CZ out really gets him punished. Config's the next one up. He gives his position away. Easy for Madi. That's the round over. It's going to be an 8th for Heroic. Now the silver lining, if there is any, is that yeah, I really am. I'm reaching here. The losing bonus is fully built up. And everyone on the North side is sitting, you know, $2,500 to $3,000 ish in that range. So with the full losing bonus, this is going to be the best buy they've had since like round 4, I feel.
Well, we're going to keep our eyes on it going forward, and thank you to Katie in there. Just let me know that Config always does AWP CT side Inferno, just because apparently KGB feels pretty confident playing on short most of the time, just with a rifle. So
okay.
Fair enough, maybe a preference. I guess it's nice to have that option now, but we haven't seen it much. It's not like we've seen many opportunities for it. The money, as said, completely shaken. Do they die this time? No.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is that is one of the big flexibilities, and it's been one of the positives that we always talked about Cajun B with, and I'm talking as MSL calls a tactical timeout. Yeah. So obviously a big round, the best buy they've had in a long time, and they want to make sure it counts. But one of the big things with Cajun B has always been he's such a versatile player, right? He's one of the better hybrid players that we've had in the history of CSGO. His ability to AWP, his ability to rifle, he's been effective with both. So that's one of the things that allows North to be tactically diverse.
And on the first pause you saw coming in for North, it was mostly MSL having a chat. Now you can see Rugger as well joining in. Maybe just seeing a couple of things, getting everyone back ready for this gun round after what has been actually a very, very taxing half.
Maybe it's the beard. Maybe Rugger taking the beard off, you know, like a playoff beard that hockey players do. Maybe that's what's jinxed
You think I watch a lot of hockey?
No, but I'm just saying.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, like the playoff beard. Whenever a team makes the playoffs, they don't shave their beard. So that's why at the end of by the Stanley Cup, everyone's just full bearded grown men on the ice.
Got it.
Beautiful vision.
This game is so flawless, isn't it?
That chicken is in the floor.
Love it. Anyway, back in this one. This is the big round. Config does have the AWP, looking to put it to good use. Oh, God. Oh, this is so risky. My God, Config. You have...
Go big or go home. This is,
yeah, I think that'll do.
This is a guy who knifed someone in a major qualifier match in overtime. So we know what he's working with. Good play, though. Catches Heroic off guard. I mean, they haven't really had the chance to do a play like that, and when you're this desperate in it, and they're going to go for more. And actually, I think that's being spotted out. Ooh, that's a nice flick, though. Almost lands it. Oh, that's not
Bye. Just stop it.
Well, the good thing is the B defense has been successful once again as well. It's been a long time since North has been able to maintain control of Banana. So Magis pushing out has done great damage on a Yugi with the AWP. S-Tag's down to about half HP. So this is quite a nice opening for North. For the first time in a long time, you feel optimistic.
Now, he's going to be doing the nice little kind of jump peek there where you can crouch your way through, so they get a very small chance to see you. But the thing is, he has no utility left, Magis. So he has to back away as soon as he feels uncomfortable. As soon as that flash comes in, and he loses out on the initial angle or the peak, has to back away for this. Has to depend on MSL, who's going to do the old, I guess, the Crims flashes if you so desire. You can do the little jump over with it. It was, in the old version Inferno, that was all his. But getting the feeling right this time, starting to read it a little better, unless Heroic turn tail. Now, they're down to only 20-odd seconds, so they've got to be fast wherever they go. Quick hit, bit of a show towards B, but no hit. No players to commit towards it. They're down to 16 seconds. They have to be fast at this, and KGB's position is very hard to handle at this point, as is AZ's. They're playing very deep on the site, so they have to commit as far as they can. Now, KGB turns it. That is brilliant. That's what I wanted to see from him. Good position. Now he can just chill out. He needs to stay alive and play it cool, and he did. He had support in the right place at the right time, and they finally recover.
Yeah, especially considering AZ's baiting him into Cage and B. And these are nice kills. Very easy. Stopping the plant, like you said. So little time on the clock. No chance to recover from this for Heroic. It was that desperate last play of the round. The round starts with Confid's pick towards alt mid, and it ends with an up kill from Config as well. So nicely done from him in that round. We'll see if he gets aggressive again. Smoke going down just so... Oh, my God. All right, then.
Oh, Config. When it goes right, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? But if that went wrong, you just look like the biggest idiot. In the nicest way, of course. It's one of those things, you take such a gamble on it. Anyway, this is the B pressure again. Both sides this time. MSL flashed in. Oh, the flashes were good, but Yugi's still there. Magis can only find 2, but that's decent. He's quelled a little bit, stemmed the bleed, but Config quickly adjusting. Smoke comes in. The push continues. He adjusts instantly towards coils, but the bomb's already on the side.
Yeah, that shot from Config was so important to hit there. Oh, he's going to go for it again. This time he nails it. Config being a nightmare. He's going to get in front of that volley. I think he goes for more. Oh, it's unfortunate that gets extinguished. Does he push through the smoke? Does he dare one more time? Maybe with the pop flash, perhaps? But now he's given his team an advantage, and he waits for the reinforcements to come. He's done a lot of work in these past 2 rounds.
Oh, nightmare might be the understatement of the year, but Yugi, potential aplenty. So much firepower. He's got a small chance of this, but the flash is good. While he's coming in, he's trying to readjust, plays out dark a little bit, looks towards that CT side. Oh my God, they almost line up. He finds one. Oh, the follow-up isn't... Oh! Yugi! What is that? Absolutely incredible play.
Oh my God, Yugi, that is unbelievable. That pillar is perfect. Look at how he juggles this, and obviously the no-scope. You hate to see it. Config, he can't do anything, can't get in there fast enough. And that's the thing, he's got to be mindful of the fact that perhaps that pillar is being used to isolate him. Maybe when he peeks, he's the one that Yugi's aiming at. So that's why he's a little bit delayed compared to his teammates. How many daggers can North take in this game before they just collapse?
Jesus wept. I don't know how much my voice can take if he keeps that sort of stuff up. I'm used to it with Config. I get myself ready, but Yugi just goes off, doesn't he? Get wrecked. I really miss wall banging, quote unquote. At least Chad's having a great time. It's his favourite thing in CS. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Wall banging.
I quite like it.
Yeah? Big fan?
Big fan.
Would you like it more wall bangable?
Yeah.
Just a little bit? A little dash?
Yeah, I think so. It would become a better place if there was more banging going on. 9-5 now. I mean, everything's just going wrong, isn't it? First the 1-on-3 clutch by Yugi, then the spam through the wall in apartments.
Yep.
That's a good response from Config. Perhaps the only player still on North that's trying to exert his will across the map. And you can see, I mean, great influence. They've now got to go away from him. They don't want to mess with Config. They know he's been on point. So go to the other guys. This A bomb site has been very, very susceptible a number of times. That AWP is going to be really, really rough for retaking, and look what they have to defend. Just some flashbangs, UMP, CZ as well. It's not looking great.
No, it's not. Magisk is maybe one and done at most. Does follow up with a second. Brilliant spray from Magisk. How dare I doubt you? 3 kills. I expected a try. Crisp as you like. Of course, the round ends as soon as you land it. So, you know, it wasn't probably just the one tap, but a little bit of flair, a little bit of something to end it on. But a very rough half for North.
Yeah, extremely rough, and it probably should have been a lot better, but I mean, some brilliant rounds from Heroic. The Deagle kills really set the tone for the match, and that Yugi 1 versus 3 is just heartbreaking, isn't it?
It can all change, though. North getting on the T side can make a difference, but if Heroic come in with the sort of pizzazz, with the mental fortitude they've shown thus far, things could be pretty rough for North going forward. We'll find out after the break if that continues. Stay tuned. Only one of these two teams can remain. Tournament life, of course, on the line between them. North may be feeling a little too confident at the start there and got reminded that Heroic are here to play a damn good game, and individually they are turning up.
Listen, they read North like a book through certain sections of that match. That was really cool, or that first half, excuse me. That was great to see. Good thing for North to take away. I mean, you have Magisk showing up. He's got 14 kills. You have Config obviously showing up 14 kills, and just the way that he's doing things are impressive.
And look at those odds now. Probably wouldn't have been quite that way at the start, were they?
Probably not.
No. Well, you disbelievers. Early flash. 3-play stack towards B. Maybe another read here, because it looks like they're going towards it. North putting 3 players there, and MSL backs away a second. Maybe a second of doubt as to, is this the right plan? Why are they being so attentive? Why are they playing so aggressively? Why are we still getting fights here? This all looks a bit suspicious.
It's got to feel that way if you're Heroic, right? Good flashbang. This is a nice bait and switch setup. There's 2 players here. He's got to fight there. He's got to make sure he dies to keep S-Tag hidden, but Cajun reads it. That's sick. 2 quick kills for him, and they establish control of the top of Banana.
But because it slows down, you can see instantly the player, Yugi, who is on speed, or instantly trying to make his way around, trying to get there towards B, he backs off it. They're playing it well. Nico now could have a great time. Put that P2K to good work. They are coming towards short as well. They might think they've got a free time with this one. They are checking in on it. No, they're not. They're completely unawares. And Nico can't even strike. There it is. North clean the side up. Bombs going in. And even with all that opportunity, could make the shot count.
Yeah, that'll do. And it's a little bit unfortunate. Great flashbang towards the car for North. The tough part about that is if you're Madi and you're playing this setup, you have to die. But look, I mean, I think they spot him out, certainly. Cajun, he knows it's happening. I think maybe Madi calls it out. Or, I mean, excuse me, Cajun with the first one maybe spotted him. But if you're Madi, you have to swing a little bit wider and just die, even if you're Flash, just because your entire setup is to lure them into that trap with S-Tag. And if he just hides like that, if you slink behind the cover because you're blind, it kind of gives away the game.
We said it before, if North get going on this T side, if they have that chance to start building their own economy up and just do basically what was done to them back, well, it's all very much game on.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The first half was like that one round, that fourth round that Heroic wins with the Deagles when North has that great buy that breaks them. Yeah. From there, North made some very aggressive calls with their economy. They never like gave up that extra round just to establish a really, really strong buy that makes you feel secure and stringing two together. It was always, you know, they're playing around with a UMP and a shotgun or two UMPs and a FAMAS or something along those lines, light on utility as well. And when you're getting into those buys and you're still losing players in them, you never really get a solid buy to string rounds to keep building that momentum on the CT side. So economically, North just was able, I mean, North just had nothing to bring into those fights.
This time, though, at least they've got a bit of cash. So we've got the UMPs out, 2 proper rifles, some good utility, and a little bit of a test towards middle so far. 2 players up, AZ and MSL. Modi's trying to find the timing, right? He's trying to feel it out. What can I see? There's no one in Boiler. Can I maybe make something happen here? Smoke goes in. Maybe an angle he can work with, but AZ's watching it. Eyes like a hawk, but get him taken out. Shot comes in with a CZ, down to a 4v4.
This is nightmare. There's a crossfire set up here. There's Madi with the peek. He does get one, but he's traded. Good cover from MSL. Nico's the last one left. He turns the corner and he's pinned down behind this pillar and he's got nothing except for a Zeus. And a CZ. But he just falls to the AK. So North, they sustain into the second round after winning the pistol. It's both pistol rounds from them and a chance here. Very likely they go up 3-0 to start both of these halves.
We'll see. See what the money's like. Of course, Heroic gonna just stay out of this one. No real reason to buy much up, if anything at all. And yeah, they're gonna completely avoid it. On the other side of things, you know, the MAC-10 and UMP between Magisk and AZ. They can feel out the stack. May want to just go for it themselves to get that bonus money built up.
Nico trying to get a bit aggressive. Not sure what he's going to accomplish here. Magisk with the drive, jumping in the air. And here's Config now over towards Banana. Throw a smoke to just have a little bit of a distraction. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to peek with this, maybe try and get information. There's a stack at this B bomb site for Heroic, so they've got to be a little bit careful. Yeah,
just a touch. And you can see them erring on the side of caution as well. The bomb is coming over, which I guess could be a problem if they commit on it. But they do only have USPs, so again, you should be able to kind of power your way through at this point.
And I mean, the obvious thing is Magic's going to go in first. AZ probably going to lead the way a little bit.
Yeah, Magic's just saying, hey, there's no one in A.
Yeah, he's already found it out. So they're coming back. ZK's at range, might even stick around just to make sure they can eliminate everyone. No real need to do that. It's not a huge deal. But obviously that smoke and this presence is just keeping the gamble over towards the B bomb site so they can't rotate back. No chance of danger for the north side of things. The big thing, Config and Cajun, be careful. Don't lose those AK-47s.
Yeah, you know you're against the stack now. So for them, dig in deep, put your heels in the ground, and hold on to this. Oh, God, there it comes.
They're going to lose that if they're not careful.
Yeah, that's really not good. They can recover these to a degree because they're pinching through from CT, but no, there you go. Costly at least one.
Oh, what a dick. Smart move.
Yes.
It's one more, though. That's expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like any kind of detrimental. It's not going to, like, you know, have the same economic implications that there was in the first half, but that's not great from North. That's not clean.
No, it's not. Surprising as well. I don't know what they expected. They literally knew they were all there. There was literally nowhere else they could be.
It was actually fine when Config was in that cubby. It's when he gets out of it and pushes forward just a little bit. And I mean, the timing of those peaks is a little bit unfortunate, but you can't get back into cover. You can't hide to have Cajun B kind of bail you out of a tough spot.
Yeah, and it looks like Quite quick play, yeah. Brew forcing their way through Banana. They're going for the dry fire. S-Tag and Snappy are in a little bit of a predicament now. They do get one on the way out. Second box off angle for Snappy, claiming 2 lives, but it's more Yugi to really tip the favor in their way, and it's Magis who's going to have to pull something out of his hat here to be able to confirm getting the lead on the board for North.
Yeah, he needs to at least get 1 or 2 more. I mean, 2 more kills would be great, but you need to make sure that they're losing economy in this situation. Elsewise, in the next round, they're going to have much stronger. They're going to have the economy. You want to keep them on that reset front. Here's the peak. They've got to cross this choke point, but he gives it up.
There's no kits either, so for him, buying time's going to be imperative, and you can see them going as a pack. The House of Wolves arrives, but Magis is going to put 1 down. Smoke goes in. They run out at the same time. He does get 2, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be close, but I'm pretty sure Nico's got this.
Yeah, he's definitely got it. A little bit unfortunate, and it's still, yep. It was actually very close.
Yeah,
as you
thanks.
hear the noise go
Thanks,
off in your ear.
Jason. Oh no, he's got that as we go to a replay.
Well, listen, that's that honed-in internal clock that I have.
Oh, you're just so smart.
Yeah, just the bomb timer for years is just spectacular. But yeah, no, it was extremely close. The nice thing is he does do the economic damage at the very least. So you can see UMP, Famas, they still have the AWP. Yuki's got a great buy going on, but everyone else is just cashed out. I mean, a couple players at $50, a couple players at $100. This is a great round for North to win, because then you get that reset, then you get control of the economy on your T side. That's exactly why Heroic had such a successful offense.
But again, it was such an aggressive start from North as well, pushing every player basically up. Banana just kind of taking the dry fights. It's pretty rough.
They were trying on that 4th round because there was a 2nd round buy. They know the utility is light. They know there's not really going to be a Molotov to slow them down, so they were trying to take advantage of that. The trouble is there was great trading on the Heroic side. Obviously, S-Tag gets that double kill, the multi-kill on the bomb side as well that slows things down, and the AWP gets there just in time to get that one last pick-off to make it a 1-on-3. It's a pretty tough situation to retake if you're Heroic, even in a 3-on-2, even with the man advantage, because they just didn't have the utility. At that point, North would have had a great advantage.
Smoke goes in towards CT, and it does seem as though we are going to be getting a little bit of a treat towards A. Modi and Nico be the ones towards Pit. Yugi falling back a little bit. Smoke goes in. Here's the response coming out from Heroic. Very tentatively committing some of that utility they're desperately clinging toward to ensure that they can go forward in these games. But I do want to say something about Snappy's position. It's so obnoxious to play against. You can't actually hit a headshot and he can hit it, basically. Or there's a very, very small gap where you can actually dink him, but he gets full rain and he can fall off it very cleanly.
And I don't think he can get Molotov from up there as well.
Nope.
So, yeah, a little bit of a pain. There's a Molotov at the choke point to slow things down. But the mid-presence earlier makes sure that Heroic has no information. Pop, flash, peek. S-Tag's got it. Start seeing the rotations. Here's the execute. There's Snappy in that position. 1 and done, though. And North is swinging wide. S-Tag can't do anything. And this might be one of those situations where Heroic, on the verge of a reset, just call for a save. Yugi might stick around trying to get 1 kill, but he's not going to move forward. Heroic's already called it. The A players fortifying their positions.
The thing is, especially if you play someone by, the balcony side, someone playing either by quad or anything around that side of A, even just getting towards B, by the time you get there, if you don't have kits galore, you're kind of screwed. Yugi did have one, but still, it's such a long rotate. I think this is one of the maps where retakes are simply some of the hardest.
Yeah, well, that's why that mid control that we saw North do is so important, because they force Yugi back. They applied some pressure to him, made him feel a little bit nervous, so he doesn't want to cheat or rotate. He also doesn't want to get any kind of aggressive to get any information. The pit players are playing back as well, so they don't see what's going on top mid. And when you don't have that information, you can't really jump the rotate a whole lot. You're always kind of worried, especially on that wrap side, that there's some kind of lurker just ready to cut it off. And especially on a reset round, the proper call is to just save those weapons. Because listen, you can drop some weapons over, you can drop that UMP over to Snappy, and yeah, it's not ideal, but this is a very doable buy, obviously. AWP, 2 FAMAS, M4, UMP, great utility as well, all things considered.
Yeah. Let's see how North approach this. Knowing they're starting to get this one going for him, starting to feel it out, starting to get the game under their belt. It is still 10-10, of course, but they know that, the opponent's Heroic are still on such a fragile economy. At this point, they can just snap it in half. This config waits to see if anyone would dare jump up, take that peek, try and take that boost. They'll have none of it. They're both watching the same thing on the other side.
Big round for both teams here. North would love to break the economy this late in the game. This time a little bit more presence towards top mid. Madi's going for that peek at the moment. Oh, he's completely blind. That's got to be a nerve-wracking position. He doesn't even fall back to the bomb site. He wants to get aggressive here. He wants to go for this mid-wall retake. There's another pop flash. He goes for the peek. Magic spots him out, though. Madi's got to fall away. He cannot commit to this, and that's why. That is not a great angle to be taking a fight. Madi sticks around far too long, and he's punished.
A shame that he overextends or outstays his welcome, I think is the only way to put it. Down to 50 seconds, though, Heroic going to try and strengthen the numbers in the right place, but you can't. You have to split yourselves through this. And actually, North are falling off it as well. They're looking right back round towards B. Stag just moves off as well.
Yeah, I mean, the loss of a player, the presence at top mid, and now, again, no information makes him feel so nervous. Nades being thrown over to A just to apply the pressure. Footsteps as well. No one else rotating from the B bomb site. It's this AWP who's holding position. Yugi's got to do it all. He misses the first shot. Now he's smoked off. This is going to be so tough. He's got to get aggressive. Got to try and make something happen, and he can't do it. MSL even getting one kill over towards the A site. North, there it is. There's the tactics coming into shine on the T side. A complete strategic win for them.
We were waiting to see it, and there's the pause instantly responded with as well coming in from Heroic. They need a way to address this issue they're starting to build here now, because North are keeping bodies alive. They're taking that B site quite comfortably on a regular occasion now as well. Catching out Modi there was merely just the tip of the iceberg as to what the problem may be occurring.
I think Heroic is going to get to a point. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with it, but I imagine the next round that we see with them with guns and utility and everything, I imagine they get aggressive on that top mid wall. Like if North is just abusing the fact that they're able to get control of that, they're able to deny information, they find a pick in the last round. At some point, Heroic's got to say enough is enough. Maybe it's boost over towards lane side on top of the roof. Maybe it's just a delayed, mid peak with pop flashes. Maybe someone in cubby, anything. But they need to stop North from being able to use that as leverage.
Also, you got to say credit where it's due. Magiska's having a game and a half.
Yes,
he's turning up.
23-9.
Yeah, but easy. Very quiet in comparison. A player that I guess, we were still waiting on. There was so much potential put towards him when he started to break through the scene, and obviously joining this lineup, you kind of hoped that he'd find maybe something, but not much to be seen yet.
Yeah, no, it absolutely isn't. And he was part of that A defense at the North side in the first half that was getting so abused. So yeah, rough game for AZ certainly, but North seemed to have recovered nicely from that, at least for the moment, off the back of Magisk. We've talked about it in the pre-show. Usually it's config. It's not that he's quiet, but Magisk certainly having some massively impactful rounds.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this timeout was called by Heroic, maybe to get themselves back into the right point. They are starting to be outdone by North. Try and find some depth here, but you would imagine that North should have further depth to go to, right? This should be where they can come into this, where they should be able to adjust further as they play, more Tier 1 teams on a more regular basis and more of these situations.
Stag with timing. Oh, that's no good. There's the pop flashes coming out. There's the aggression, but it's a pretty good crossfire setup. Doesn't do enough, though. It's not efficient. Everyone gets wiped out. Deficient on the weaponry, that's probably why. Easy round for North.
Yep. All done. I doubt Yugi's even able to get a gun away. I guess he could maybe try and fight Magisk, but Magisk has been the one who's been tearing people up, so again, it's kind of unlikely. I don't know I guess the gun was dropped on Banana itself, so that can be taken away as well. Yeah, not much here for Yugi to try and recover, to stay going forward, and it's a bit of a reminder as well. A close game, of course, but we do talk about depth, and you've got to feel that North, when they found a weakness, they are going to push this issue quite consistently. We'll see if that goes into the the big purchase that comes out, because of course that was a little bit of a trickle over from the last couple of rounds.
It's going to be a solid buy, though, in the next round for Heroic, with the 3-round losing bonus as soon as Yugi falls here. This is where we see what's kind of the change-up. What's the play? They have to deny information. That's pretty solid.
Well, he's nice.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a change here if you're Heroic. You have to be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, it's fine if you're going to give up the top of mid at a certain point, but you have to delay it, right? You can't let them have it with over a minute on the clock. If they have that much time to really make you feel pressure with no danger, with no rebuttal from the defense, that's too long to just not have information on this map. It's too long to where you can't punish them for any move that they make, any miss smoke. We're seeing a little bit more. That's Yugi over towards Rap side. He's playing closer to the cubby. Oh, here it is in Halls as well.
Oh. Modi.
Wall bang. Okay.
There it is, controlled. That's an opener as well. You can see them flashing in towards Banana. They're being so much more proactive. It's perfect. It gets the job done. Finally, a step in the right direction.
That's where you gotta imagine just Snappy says, "All right, guys, find your balls. We're going out in this round. We're using the pop flashes. We're gonna peek down Banana and everything." That was great from Heroic. North trying to gain map control, but not able to feel comfortable this time around.
You obviously can't do it every round, but once in a while you throw it out there, you get it done. Nice stuff from Heroic. Good start as well, Modi. You gotta feel awkward as well in those apps when just being spammed like, I can't sit here anymore. has to fall away. But again, as soon as that happens as well, they take the swing on Banana. There's nowhere safe.
Brilliant pop flashes. How many times do you have someone who says, listen, I'm going to pop flash Banana for you. It's going to be perfect. You're going to peek, and the pop flash goes off, and no one's blind. Well, that's one of those times where you're like, all right, this time it works. Looks beautiful as well.
Can they get away with it again? It looks like maybe a faster answer as well coming from North, considering where they are. But Snappy and Estag going to work this one out. They got the deep smokes up. They got the flashes going on. No one's on Banana. Heroic better prepare themselves what could be coming their way. Last time around, Modi struggled to control this, and they're here again. The pinch comes in, the crunch towards Quad. Modi already backs away towards side. He does have support in the form of Nico, but there he goes. Straight away dealt with, and North again succeed on this hit. Yugi is under severe scrutiny. Barely makes it out alive, and they've won it out.
Yeah, save right off the bat. Another reset round. If they go for this retake and lose it, they've got nothing. We call those the uppercuts, the change of pace out of nowhere, and North just comes up middle. Right through A. You could tell Nico was just not prepared for that at all. He missed about 15 bullets on that spray. He was not ready for the change in pace. He had a great angle for a free kill. North showing a lot of variety in their tactics, and they're going to take it 13-11. Now, you're going to be able to drop some weapons over here. I mean, Yugi will be able to drop an M4. Snappy and Estag, I think they're going to drop a FAMAS or perhaps a UMP. So it's going to be another decent buy for Heroic they can bring forward in the next round. So they're not out of it just yet, but North is slowly creeping away from them.
Yeah, it has been a good game, and it's been a taxing one at that, but North always does have that reply. They seem to never be completely dumbfounded. Now, of course, the first half money was always ripped away from them. They were suffering. So you can only form so many comebacks with that. But still, on this side, you're starting to see them be able to fight back.
Well, North is doing this the hard way, right? Because they've never gone hunting for those weapons. They've never had a complete, wipe out of the opposing team. Heroic, when they get in those situations, they're just deciding to save. They're just falling away when they still have 2-3 weapons left. And because of that, that's why you're seeing many more rifle buys out of them. On the other side, North was actually going for retakes. They were actually getting cleaned out of house. Heroic was destroying them. So they had more of those UMPs.
Oh, it's all going to be down on Banana again. Estag makes it out, but his teammate can't. Snappy all alone. Waits for help, but he gets taken down. Assassinated by Config. Estag again trying to run away, find an angle he can fall to. And I hate this one because it's so damn hard to see. What a git, but still, he's got play there as well. He does have Yugi coming over to try and help him, but there's no real commitment yet either from North. They can fall off this. They've already got over a minute left as well. So much time, so much utility.
So much control.
Yeah.
This has been a really cool T-half from North. I mean, it just feels powerful, doesn't it? The way that they're just taking map control as a group, wiping out anyone who's there, trading, getting the opening kill, maintaining that map control. Heroic can do absolutely nothing, and there's a gamble, it seems. 3 players over towards the B bomb site for Heroic. It's the wrong site to gamble on. It's just Nico and Pit. And at this point, it's basically Heroic saying, we have such a big disadvantage and we have no answers. If they come B, we probably win. If they go A, we save these guns, we just take the loss, and we fight another day.
Well, Nico's going to give it all he's got. 2 kills, that's all he can muster. Not bad, though. A good attempt. And a 3v3 now.
It looks like they're going to go for it.
I don't know.
Okay. So 3-on-3, they're saying this is our chance. They have 2 kits. They don't have any smokes, but they've got a couple flashbangs. It's nice, though. They have an AWP covered towards Pit. Cajun's out in the open, but that smoke might just end the dream. Praying for a shot through it, and yeah, they're just falling back. As soon as that smoke goes up, no time for the retake. They fall out.
You almost need that instant kill to get you into that site. You need that one kill to dismantle that really obnoxious crossfire. It wasn't actually in on this one, but still, you're always going to be in a disadvantage unless you somehow get that first player down.
I think the reasoning they try and go for that is, yes, they don't have that smoke that you're talking about, but they at least have the AWP on Yugi, and they're just saying, okay, if the rifles can come up, swing on the bomb site, if we have the op covering us, then we can make it work. The op kind of acts like a smoke in a way. One player from North dies, but still they haven't wiped out these weapons, and they haven't even gone for the hunt. They seem pretty content to just allow Heroic to get away with it, considering they've now won, what's their 8th round on the T side? That's quite strong.
Yeah, we were highlighting Magisk for having a very good game, I guess, thus far, but you can see that Config started to join him as well. He's starting to not necessarily fire up. This isn't Config, being fiery yet, but he's certainly having a better impact now. And they're starting to really grind out these rounds. Bearing in mind, this could be Heroic going home. This is where you need to show us what you're made of. Heroic, it's all good and well having a good couple of rounds here or there. You had a good run when you were on the T side. But you want to go further here at ESL 1, you've got to bring a little more to the plate. Snappy's going walkabouts. He wants to try and get this one going for his team. Because it's kind of do or die time. You've got 14 rounds against you. Once they get to that 15th, you know that your money's going to be screwed if it goes wrong. You kind of have to get it done.
You kind of want to see this op on Yugi. It almost feels have some influence. I mean, he had that 1-on-3 round in the first half, obviously, but here on the CT side, you'd like to see him go for some kind of pick, alleviate some of the pressure, just give you a 5-on-4 to start things out.
Snappy praying for this one, and here we go. Yugi, let's see what you've got. Can you rise to the occasion? Already backed off, though. Again, they give so much up. They do have banana control, which I guess is a silver lining here, but North seems so aware of this. Cajun B is going to tend towards it a little bit. Ollie's up, swing comes out. Snappy wins it, that's good, but that might encourage now the response. What can they do about this one? Yugi, connection sure, but no kill to follow.
It's really, really nice from Heroic. Banana control, Cajun gets punished for it, so now they've got to come back. They know if they were to even execute on towards A, they'd have a quick flank coming in, even if they could break into the bomb site. So this is an interesting position. S-Tag is here, but he's pretty deep towards the bomb site. Snappy's close up. Here's all this. There's going to be an easy kill. It's cleaning off the leg. Gets one more. Can he do anything else? No. But S-Tag just in the site. He's here to buy time. This is going to be tough for North at a 2-on-4. They don't even... Yeah, there's the smoke that goes down.
They've got 10 seconds. It has to be instant. Surely this can't happen. 7 seconds. Bomb Panzer comes in. There's the deny. Yugi as well finding Magisk. Finally having a little bit of impact, and it all, I guess, began with that kill towards Cajun B, retaining some map control, finally.
Yeah, even the kill itself is great, but it's not a huge issue. It's the fact that they have control of Banana that whole entire time. So they basically know that this A defense was just like, all right, for now, you guys just, you know, be prepared. The hit could come in at any second. It's definitely not towards the B bomb site.
14-12, North again. Good purchase comes in, not yet to be worried nor shaken by Heroics. A little bit of a reply because, again, you can see it. Fighting for so much more control this time. North exuding that they want maybe a little bit of banana, but they're not. They're backing away from it. This could be another quick wrap towards quad. You can see them setting up here. The smokes are still up. They're going to go straight through them. A flash or two, and that's all you need. Deep smoke goes in towards library, but Yugi finally there. That's what you need. Yugi needs to get into this game, but he's smoked off. He's under pressure, as are his teammates. Great way to dig him out of it, though. Takes down Magis, gets towards the side. MS. Oh, Yugi again! And again, this man wants to do more for his side as Snappy closes out the round, but that's brought a little bit of an opportunity right back with him now.
Oh, they're so close, Heroic, from getting it back. That's beautiful from Yugi. That's exactly what you want to see. That one pick as they come up mid, rotating aggressively, decisively through the smoke on Rap side, bailing out his teammates in the one player and Halls. It's so beautifully done. They fight exactly at the perfect position when North is all bottlenecked. That's great defense, and they've finally done it. They've taken the guns out of North hands. They've regained the economic control. It's 13-14. North is on pistols. Great opportunity to tie things up late on. And it seems these past 2 rounds, they've started to kind of figure this out a little bit. You could see they're getting a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more bold with their map control on the defensive side.
That banana control is helping so much. It allows for the players on A to be in the right place at the right time. Overwhelmed is Nico, though. Needs help here. Magic's going to find him. You gotta be careful now. You don't want to get run down with that AWP either, Yugi. So the bomb plant might have to be given up. Oh no, it's stuck in towards pit. That's Cajun B with it. That's a bit of an issue. So no bomb plant probably to be found in this one as AZ and Cajun B await. Cajun B did steal that rifle on the way out. Gets up on the bike. Lovely angle as well. You crouch down, no one can hit you. Pretty obnoxious. That, though, is a problem.
Yeah, all of the while, this is buying time. Snappy and Madi going through halls. Might not even matter. S-Tag has the kill. There's the op to finish it off. 14-14. The plant would have been nice, but it's not crucial. They're still going to be able to buy into this round, and they're going to get a pause out of MSL as well to talk this over. What a critical juncture this is.
What a brilliant turnaround from Heroic as well. They were taking a real battering for a while.
It just seemed like they seemed scared, you know? I mean, we've been talking about this whole time. No real presence on the map as CT side, letting North have way too much, way too early, and basically for free. So finally, when you start to exert it, the defense, it's magical. It gets a little easier.
Who'd have thought it?
Who would have thunk?
What's the money like right now between these two? I can't actually see.
Snappy, I mean, everyone on the Heroic side is pretty well off.
They're
Nico
good.
and Madi at 1,000 and 3,000 respectively, but everyone else is sitting in a great place. 4,000 to all the way up to Yuki with 6,800. So CT side has plenty of money for this half for the remaining 2 rounds.
That'll be fine. North is going to be a bit interesting. They've already got a Galil on config. Decent utility though, at least. They must, they really pulled together a decent buy here, but it may not suffice. We'll find out in a moment's time now as we are back into this one, and that aggression, as said, has been hindering them. It's been hurting them. Yugi not going to go for the full commitment peak here. Backs away from it. The early nades just keep him tamed.
Now it's back on. I mean, the ball's now in North's court. It's back to where they have to be the ones to take control of Banana, because that's where most of the success of Heroic on this defense has come from. When finally Snappy and Estag have been aggressive down Banana, getting Snappy in place. This time they decide not to do it. But instead, Heroic, they bring out the same setup they had in the previous round, where on that eco, North come barreling out of apartments, and they're able to trade Nico out because both players are actually watching top mid. It's back to that. Madi in the closet, Yugi with the AWP. Nice bait and switch.
Hopefully he can come out soon. 2 players wait on that CT arch. If Yugi takes the shot, Madi can swing on it. Wait and see if they go. This could be big, actually. If that works for them, this could be pretty huge. They're going to go for the boost as well. Yugi boosting up Modi on this. It's an interesting one. Normally it's the other way around. Get the AWP up there, but no. Fall away from it. Modi now in towards CT Arch, but they are peeling away from this. They're considering those options towards B.
Yeah, and Modi's reading this perfectly. He's already cheated over. He's in CT spawn. He's about halfway through, so he's ready for it to be a B hit. That's what's been happening most of this half. Mid control established by North. Fall back towards B where the rotations are so far away. The fact that he's reading this is very, very nice, though.
Yeah, but we haven't seen great deals of success from Heroic when they're playing the more kind of dug-in B hold. This could be the first time. It's a very, very hard crossfire to break down, or at least hold. Estag's position is very, very tricky. It's very hard to see it. But again, he was flashed up for a second there, and now he gets overwhelmed. Great opening from Cage and B. It's all back on for North. They work it out, they get it done, and now it's retake time again for Heroic. Bomb's going to be going down. 8 seconds is planted.
This is going to be so dire. They're going to go for it regardless. Like we said, they have plenty of money. Why not go for a heroic act, your namesake?
You got to do it, don't you? This is one of the rounds that can define whether or not you stay in this tournament. Yugi, Modi, and Nico need to save their team right here, right now, but 4 players stand in their way. You give North this round, you got to feel they're going to just grind it out, but Modi tries to crest the corner. No, says Cajun B. That's a quick shot from him, and it feels too impossible now for the rest of Heroic. They try and back out, but they might not even be allowed.
Yeah, I don't think Yugi can get away. He's going to throw that flashbang, and there it is. He's gone. It's only Nico that can get off. Nice round from North. Brilliant thing as well. They keep MSL. He throws that one smoke to cover off Library, to cover up the offer at the corner, and then he gets aggressive. He's there to cut off rotations, to have a flank going on, and he brings Yugi down so low that he's basically useless in that retake. Quite nice. North been manipulating it, and Heroic even read it. That one smoke, though, it did pull Madi back for just a second. Pulled him back towards that 8-bomb site, so the jump he had was a little bit lessened. But here we are. Last round of regulation.
This could be heartbreak as well for Heroic after such a close game. After pulling back so close against someone who you'd favour quite handily in the form of North. But they have shown they have grit and determination, especially on this T side after what was a very, very harsh CT side for them. But here is that banana aggression. Every time they've got this and maintained it, they've done very well, Heroic. So again, I'm curious to see if they can actually make this one stick, or if maybe there's a late retake in mind.
Just a default positioning from both teams. North waiting to commit anywhere. It is a little bit aggressive. Yugi going for that pick. If they go for that mid control, he's going to be smoked off. They'll come right through that Molotov.
All comes down to this, doesn't it? Where do they go? They've got mid control now. Cajun B slowly eyeing up Banana as well. They haven't committed fully off the bat. They haven't had that burst towards the side. They've not fully put themselves through. As Modi, Nico, and Yugi eagerly await to see if anyone's going to crest those corners, make that turn. And they haven't just yet. The bomb's actually going back towards B. If this is going to be a B pinch, this could be very good. Yugi is very alone. 3 players now. Going to chase him through Arch. He's flashed up. Can't make it out in time. And now Heroic might have a plan. Might have an idea as to what's going on, and it's not good for them. Estag now tries to hinder the approach, tries to stem the bleeding, but it's pouring by now. It's Heroic are down by 2. And their hopes, their dreams of staying alive in this tournament might just be slipping kill by kill.
Yugi feeling very frustrated with how useless he has been in these post plants, more than likely. Tries to make a huge play through the smoke. It backfires. Heroic, this is it for elimination. It's got to be a 2-on-3 retake. They have a kit, but they've got very little HP. No real utility. It seems so desperate. North might have just done it. A game they've been outplayed in as well.
The brilliance of North shining through as they wait. They tick down the clock as they start to smile more and more. Nico looks for his first chance. It gets taken away, and now just Modi to watch as his team falls. It's North to carry on as a very close game defined. It's between these two teams. That was a brilliant matchup, you've got to say.
It really was. We had everything tactical. I mean, both teams outplayed the other on their T sides. Really, really good tactical game coming out. All the story about the firepower these two T halves. but it's all about economy. It's all about what you can do with that economy. And true to Danish style of Counter-Strike, it's all about map control and how to leverage it. North did it so well in the second half. They adapted to what Heroic was doing, but Heroic couldn't adapt equally.
Yeah, you got to feel a frustrating game for Heroic overall. They got close, but not quite close enough. Yugi having some brilliant moments, but it is what it is. The better side overall did show what they're made of, and it will be North carrying forward. And that's 16-14 scoreline. We'll be back after the break.
The Pay Safeguard Post-Match Breakdown.
Another one bites the dust. Again on Inferno, again right down to our full 30-round game. Heroic were not able to stand the task of North. The Danish derby, and we have a winner. North will be taking further progress here at Lanxess Arena, playing, of course, for those playoffs. I'm joined by Sponge and YNK, and this is where we can try and reflect upon what a great game that was. The casters were loving it, Yanko. We got to see, they said strategy, we saw individual plays. Did you get everything you asked for?
Haha, we saw some heroics as well.
Oh, he's on it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of things. I think North was dictating the pace of the game in both halves. Like in the first half, some of the openings that Heroic got early on, it was because of some questionable decisions from North. That anti-eco, where it seemed like they wanted to go aggressive, but it looks like not everyone was on the same page. Then, like the gun round after that, in a 4v4 situation, they decided to defend B just by boosting one player up towards CT. And I don't know, I was talking with Freiberg in the green room, and we both like disagree with not having a player in sight in that situation, because you know he can do a lot of work. He can maybe even get two kills by time. This way, if that player just gets spammed or dies or doesn't get a kill, you give away control of the site. And even if it was a 3v4, in that afterplan situation, the T's have the advantage.
There was one instance, though, where a player on site went absolutely nuts. We have to talk about it. Yugi, this young blood of the boys of Heroic, played a fantastic set of Counter-Strike, a 3K clutch from this position.
Use the trap card.
It was a flashy round, right? It was definitely something which is highlight worthy, but throughout the course of the game, other than this, I think he made quite a few mistakes. You know, on the CT side, maybe some peaks that he shouldn't have gone for, or a bit of over-aggression, or maybe he needed to be a little bit more aggressive in certain times, right? So it's just maybe that decision-making for him is still evolving as a player, and that could definitely be the case.
So in your mind, going for aggressive peaks isn't necessarily always a bad decision, just the timing of his.
It just depends on like the way that the round's going to unfold, because you do need to go for information at some point, and having the AWP allows you to take the corners with a bit more certainty, because it's that one shot. You usually can get away from those kind of picks. But it's always good to have your teammates set you up for moves or be ready with a flash so you can't get chased down.
Right.
But these are things that I guess we're going to see Heroic evolve. It's unfortunate they've gone out here. We were sitting there going, wow, they're going to knock out North as well as VP, two legend teams from the major. But no, it wasn't to be in the end. But I thought it was really dicey from the get-go for North. You know, it was obviously a tight game the whole way through, 16-14. But even their economy in the very beginning was being challenged out by the guys from Heroic.
You win both pistols and it's still 16-14. They did the same versus FaZe. I mean, this is one of the more agonizing ways to exit a tournament, right, Yanko? You get 2 full 30-round games, still end up with 1 win, 3 losses.
I mean, it is, but they were definitely outplayed in this game. You look at that second half, and they were really struggling to find timings for that aggression. As Chad pointed out, you could see how North did an amazing job of getting map control without losing any players, and in the process of that, also like they had a great way of not necessarily just faking, but not allowing Heroic to get a read on where they want to end the rounds. You could see like that one round when Modi was flashed in from quad, he didn't find anything, and then falling back, he gets killed by Magic. You had a number of rounds like that where Heroic would try to get some map control back or get at least some information what's going on within the round, but North was they seem very practiced and very coordinated in those situations, right? Not allow their opponents to get any information or even punish them for it.
And we did get to see the dastardly North duo back. Config in particular. That was a highlight reel of Config. Not Cajun B, Config, and yet the majority of which were with an AWP. What do you make of this development?
What they've done is they use Cajun as the rock in the pit, right, as the holes player. So he just is mainly going to play rifle in that area, and they use Config to be a little bit more mobile with the AWP. Definitely fits his play style on the Arch side. So you're going to see him with the AWP a lot more than you Cajun on this specific map. It's interesting that they're happy to change it up like that, but does make sense because, as we talk about from time and time again, Cajun is more of a utility AWP. He'll be used to hold lines. He's not super flashy in that regard. But you're right. Seeing the duo Magics now stepping up and having a good game alongside Config definitely helped them get across the line. But my big question mark has been AZ, and from the beginning I thought he was going to be a really good fit for this squad, but it's not to be.
Yeah, not just yet anyway. I think closing in on just 10 frags towards the end of a full 30-round game. For someone who, admittedly back in the day, we called a star. We certainly did, and the stars have aligned for another game. It was previously North versus Heroic, and maybe there will be some Heroics in North versus South. America are going to be doing battle after our break as we come back. Immortals versus Cloud9 will take to the stage.